Alright, here we are back. We took a little tin can here, just this old bean can, and I put some water in here. I'm going to fix myself a cup of hot chocolate while I'm doing this video. And the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about flint and steel fire starting. A real important element to flint and steel fire starting to make it real easy, and it works for just about any type of sparking method of fire starting, is to manufacture char cloth. What I've got is I've got a small tin here. It's just a metal tin. You could use a Secret's tin, a mint tin, an Altoids tin, any kind of a tin, and you just punch a hole in one side of it so that smoke can breathe out of it. And what you do with that then is you get some cotton. It doesn't have to be anything special really. Pillow ticking works very well. You can use just a piece of cotton t-shirt. I've got just a piece of cotton pillow ticking material. Here's all I've got. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to tear that into several squares of approximately the same length. I'll take my knife and I'll split this down a little bit. This is some pretty thick cotton. That's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. I'm going to put in there, and I'm going to keep this piece for later. And all I'm going to do is close my tin up. The only thing I've got exposed is that hole, and I'm going to set that right on the edge of my fire and let it get nice and hot with my hole facing up. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to char that cloth, not burn it. So I'm going to watch that hole. I'm going to watch for smoke coming out. When smoke stops coming out, I'm going to pull it off the fire and let it cool down, open it up, and hopefully we'll have char cloth. Okay, here we are back again. We've got our chocolate cooked on the fire, and we've taken our tin out of the fire now. We've let it cool down. We want to open this tin up. Make sure that it's cool when you open it up. If it's hot and you open it up, sometimes it'll burn the cloth, and you don't want that. You want charred cloth, not burnt cloth. You look inside there, kind of pick it up. If it's kind of crispy feeling, it's charred cloth. Okay, this is all we need to create an ember, just like we did with the bow drill method. And we know that once we create an ember, if we've got a good tinder pile, we've got a good bird nest put together, we can start a fire. So we're not going to bother with going and starting a bunch of fires. We're just going to show you the methods to make an ember to do that. We've already showed you how to start a fire once you have a bird nest and tinder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this char tin on the ground right here, just like this. And I'm going to get my steel striker. This is just made out of an old file. It's been forged out of a file and reheated and hardened back to the original hardness of the file. We've got a piece of it's an old piece of flint here from the river. What we're going to do is we're going to hold this striker in our hand like this and strike down against it to throw sparks into our tin. And all we have to do is get 1 or 2 of those sparks to catch, and that's all it really takes. And you can see those embers glowing and that smoke rolling. Now we can make a fire with that right there. All we have to do is pull one of those pieces out, put it in our tinder bundle, and we can make a fire. Decide not to use it, we put the lid on it and it'll go out. So you've got 1 can for making your char cloth, and you can use punk wood for that. You can use some of the harder types of fungi that grow on trees. Anything that's combustible pretty much will make char. If you can char it and turn it into charcoal, you can use it for this method. Piece of flint, which I keep inside the tin, my fire striker, and I've just got a piece of antler tine put on here in case I have to nap the edge of my flint and make it a little sharper for striking down and getting better sparks off my striker. That's just an option. You don't have to do that. So basically this is my whole fire starting kit for the flint and steel method. This could all be put in one small leather pouch and carried with you anywhere. The more methods that you have available to you to start fire, the better off you're going to be. I hope you enjoyed this segment. I'm going to enjoy some of this hot cocoa. Pull it off the fire here and let her cool down for a minute.